So all the static files are embedded within what? Template. So that template can be called as what here? HTML. And inside template, these files cannot be used directly. So further, you have to configure the static resources. I said how you configure the static resources. You create a folder with the name static inside the application folder, or you can create in which folder? Project folder. Within static folder, you create a subfolders where you separate the images and put inside a folder called images, and create a folder called audio and put audio files, and create a folder video and put video files and CSS files and what? JavaScript. And how you do the configuration of static path is in settings.py, you try to create some variables like static files dir, static dir, and static URL. So static dir available holds the path of the static resources or exists. See, you can write this by using os.path.join, or old style is what you can also define. See, if you want, you can define like this, or you can simply write what you can write base dir slash what is the name of the folder is static. Like this also you can write. Okay, base dir slash what is that? Static. Even this is also generate the path, and this is also generate what here? Path. And static files, static files dir variable, which hold what here? Static directories. And static URL is used for defining URL name. And then you are saying using resources within template or HTML is load a static URL and include images like CSS or JavaScript. How you include the images? By using image source. So generally you give this, but you need to give the dynamic URL or dynamic path. So this can be done by using, yes, this is done by using which one? Percentage static. What is the name of the tag here? Percentage static, and it followed by which one? Path. So this is which path here? Dynamic path. So generally you write like this slash images slash image name. But how you include the static resources? By using the tag called which one? Static. Right now, these are the basic steps. Okay, for working with the static resources. Yes, sir. So let me tell you how you work with this static resources. With the example, we'll see. Right? So let me tell you how to work with the static resources. Okay. So for this, now you have to create one project. Okay. So for this, you have to create one project here. So open the terminal here. Open the terminal. And here you create a project in your directory. Now this is a location where I'm creating the project here. So this is my project here, DJANGO admin. Okay. Start project and just give the project name, right? Now this is a project which I created. And after creating a project within this project, now you create an application .py, and I'm saying start application 1. So I try to write start application and application 1. Now these are the two things you do it. And after creating a project, So here, after creating a project and application, within the project, you create inside the project. Now open the project here, file, and open the project. So what is your project is project 11. Open the project and within the project container folder. So you can create this static folder at application level. You can create this static folder at application level. You can create this static folder at what? Project level. Only the thing is you have to define only path. Where is the static folder? You have to define only path. Okay. Wherever you want, you create it, but you have to tell the server where is your static folder. Wherever you want, you create it. There is no rule like you have to create only an application folder. There is no rule like you have to create only in project folder. Wherever you want, you create it. But it should be available to what? Server. It should be available to the server. Now select this and in project folders here where I'm creating now in project folder, you can create in application folder also. Okay, I'll tell you that also. Okay. Now in project folder, I'm creating one folder called what? Templates. Okay, we know how to, this is templates folder. In the project folder only, you create one more folder called which one? Static. See here. Now I created this. Now you can see this is a directory structure. Okay. And within the static folder, within the static folder, I'm creating another folder called which one? Images. I created one folder called which one? Images. Because I want to put all my images in this folder. Okay. So within the static folder, you may create another folder. And what is that folder is? CSS. Now inside the static, how many folders I have? Two folders. One is images and one more is CSS. Okay, right? Now these are two folders. So within the images folder, you put images, some images which are there in your system are okay. So take some images. Okay, right now take some images and put these images. So I take some images here, right? Any images you can take. So I take some images and put in this folder. Okay. So here I'm saying copy or you can just move it. So what you can do is you can just copy and you can put in your project directly. So what is the folder? Static images. And here you can paste it. So here I created how many images here? 3 images. A1 is one image like JPG file and A3. So right now these are what here? Images. So A1, A2 and A3. So this is also an image with an extension dot JPG. And this is also having an extension dot not JPG here. So cannot change this. So this is one image and this is one image. This both are what here? JPG. So no problem. So I just taken these two images. So here I copied some images. I delete this image. Okay. So because this is having an extension, this one here, and this is one image, and this is what here, another image, right? So some images I've taken, right? So the images I copied here. In which folder? Images folder. So after copying images folder, okay, right? See, whatever images are there, you just copy it. Yes. Whatever images are there, you just copy it. So this is actually, this is, this is what I teach in HTML. When I was taking classes of HTML, okay. So these are HTML related, right? Okay. So this is like, so when I was taking HTML, I used to tell this, like how to develop. Okay, right? Now this is actually what you do in front end, right? This complete thing is what here? Front end. But you develop this front end using what? HTML and CSS. You develop this front end using HTML and CSS. Yes. So this is, you develop this, you develop, yes, you develop this, okay. So try to, now for Django also you try to develop like this. I mean front end, but front end designing you have to take care. But back end I'll tell you, right? Because writing front end and back end it will take a lot of time, right? Okay, if you develop front end and then back end means it will take a lot of time, right? So because of that, now we concentrate only on back end, not on the front end. Okay. But as a developer, when you're developing a front end, as a developer, when you're developing a front end, then you must know how to include the images, how to include the audio file, how to include the video files, right? All these things you should know it. Okay. Okay. Now that is a template. Actually, what you written is a template, right? So open the folder, open the folder here, right? Now this is your project. Now here I copied the images, and after creating all the images, next step is what? Okay, now this is done. Next step is what? Just go to the project and in settings.py, define which directory, static directory. What do you create? One variable. See, wherever you want, you can create a variable. Wherever you want, you can create a variable, but all static files are configured from which line number? 118. From which line number? 118. So I just come to this location, and here I'm saying static underscore what here? dir. So what is the static dir here? I can write directly base directory slash base directory